what we've been hearing about in the news a lot in the last week, and that is about creating bidding wars on rentals. Now, this has been a topic that raises its head every few years, and everybody has another chat about it, and both sides of government have their say and what goes on about it. But what was announced yesterday, or a couple of days ago now actually, that the practice of allowing bids on rental properties will become an offence as of the 17th of December. That's this Saturday, so a couple of days away now. Now, so currently there's no actual prohibition against landlords or their agents inviting bids on properties listed for rent or accepting offers above a listed rental price. Yeah, I'd still think, though, that if you took it back from the Residential Tenancies Act and looked at the Property and Stock Agents Act on the behaviour of an agent, that in terms of being transparent, being clear and honest and professional, yeah, inviting bids around a rental property probably doesn't fit in there well. So, as I said, even though that there's those. So these proposed amendments to the Property and Stock Agents Regulation, it will become mandatory to list the rental rate of any property, any rental property, and anyone who contravenes that rule and asks for bids or around or, offers over or, we can't do it in sales, and this is pretty much saying you can't do it in rentals. So really it's a practice that has not been a positive practice for many years for some agents. Has now, it will come with a hefty fine of, up to $5,000 for individual agents and $11,000 for their companies or the corporations that they're working for. So, and the government has stated that making that practice of rent bidding illegal will improve the affordability for those seeking rental accommodation amid high cost of living pressures. Yeah, nice statement. Not sure that that's, actually going to fix anything there. So it's, it's supposedly to help prospective tenants secure housing in the tight rental market in a fair and equitable way. Look, the search for rental properties is tough enough without it, turning into a bidding war and not thinking, well, if I offer an extra $5 or an extra $10 or, am I going to get this? But nothing's going to take that away from that. So, that distress for a tenant looking for a property is probably still going to stay. But from this weekend on, agents are going to be prohibited from being involved in encouraging that practice. That's where the regulation will sit. And it's also stating that an agent must state the price of the rental property in their advertising. So often it's just been offers welcome or come and inspect or, whatever those ads of, the hook has been on those ads, there has to be a price on any advertising for rental properties. So it's been a popular move from government, obviously, and it's been, the tenancy unions have been very excited about this. I think it actually is ignoring the underlying issue of housing affordability, and there's simply not enough properties on the market. Most of you who know me know that I'm associated with the women's shelter in my local area where I live and have been for 12 years, and on a daily basis when I'm involved with that, we're looking at housing affordability for women to move into as they're, rejoining, the community. So, it is a real issue. So, over the years, the government have sold off a lot of parcels or groups of public housing. They've tightened the rules for those who are seeking public housing, and they've even been there's been a practice of evicting existing tenants deemed to be who are demonstrating bad behaviours in terms of how they're looking after the property and how they're paying their rent. So that is actually also making it ultimately more difficult for our lowest income earners or people trying to re-enter into a housing market to actually get a roof over their heads. So that's really difficult. And, that overcrowded market, they enter that overcrowded market of just the private rental market. So that's really tough. So there's, as I said, there's nothing new in what we've got here with the regulation in terms of practice, in that we can't create, as an agent, can't create a bidding war for a rental property. And that's now in the regulation, and it comes into effect on Saturday, the 17th of December, so a couple of days away. So that's not going to stop tenants who are desperate for a property on making an offer as part of, here I am, this is my application, here's how many people are coming to live here, here's I do or don't have animals or pets, and here's my offer, I'm willing to pay X amount, or I'm willing to pay 6 months in advance, or I'm willing to pay. So, there's still going to be inequity around all of that. So we have ourselves a conundrum in all of this, and perhaps government, jointly with our industry. So we actually need to get involved in this, need to address this housing affordability issue in a much more direct manner, and also look at the benefits for investors to invest their money in housing rather than in other financial products. Obviously, we can't give financial advice, but surely if there's incentives for people to invest into property to create more rental properties, then that would be, a positive move. It's certainly something that should be on the table and being talked about. So it's certainly, this whole issue certainly needs greater attention than what we've just got. Probably a good step to start the discussion, but nothing's ever going to change if we don't actually talk about it. So certainly I'll be, making my voice heard around that, both from the college's perspective, but also as the chair of a women's shelter. I'll be making my voice well heard about what's wrong and what needs to be done about our housing market and housing affordability in general. So